Welcome to Designing Accents, our story. Today we're going to discuss alfresco dining. One of the major things about alfresco dining, it is outdoors, so you're at all the whims of nature, whether it be the birds flying over, the wind, the leaves falling, but that's the ambiance of alfresco dining. I'm going to show you a few little things today, what makes alfresco dining a little bit more exciting. You can break it into different areas. The first area we're going to start out is like the cocktail area. One of the major things that you can do for cocktails, and this is a fabulous, I know people have seen one of these. This is where you have your champagne or your effervescent wines, and you can just walk through the garden holding it and strolling. And this is a fun object to have. The other object is a little bit of a plate. You'll see them plate or wood or something like that. And you can put food on it, and then your wine glass sits right in it. And you walk through the garden, you can nosh a little bit and take a drink and just keep on going. Remember, this is all within a certain time period because too much drinking and walking doesn't always work very well. When you finally really get to the meat of the meal or the main courses, there's different ways to set things up. So if you were to set up a buffet, you would have a large platter like this that would have all this food in it. Another thing that you would really consider is what we call covered dishes. You need to have lots of covered dishes because of the, those little bugs that seem to have to fly around and they have to taste all your food too. Great things that work when setting up a buffet. This is a fabulous piece. Since it's an open place, you have a cover like this. There are other little covers that you can put over individual plates like these. And then there's this one that is the pop-up cover, and I love these, that you put over a plate. And that keeps all the flies and the bugs out. So if you had enough of these, you could actually put food on a plate and have it outside, and so that it will keep all the mosquitoes and all the little picnic bugs away. But don't kid yourself. They're very good inside the house to guard all the food on the table because cats don't like them either. So this is a good thing to have no matter what time of the year it is. This area here now that I'm going to show you is it's a deep, deep basket. And the great thing about a basket that's large and round is that you'll be able to take and put place settings in the basket, and you just keep piling and piling, and you have the napkins so you can take them to the tables that are being set up. Or you can have it on as a buffet so people can pick up whatever they want. But it's all in a basket. The glasses can be at the tables, but anytime you set a glass on a table outside, turn it with the largest portion to the bottom. It's a little bit more stable that way. Another item that I have found to be of great use, when you put water carafes on the table, and you have every table pretty much done that way. Remember years ago, grandmother used to make all these little doilies. And you said, my gosh, I've got dozens of these little doilies. What should I do with them? Because I don't set them around anymore. But here's the thing you do. You put the doilies over the top of the carafe to keep the bugs from flying into the water. So these are major things. Remember, the covered dish, all the nettings that go over all the place settings, and the large items that would be on a buffet, the basket to carry things in, and the wonderful thing which I call strolling cocktails. So you would do the strolling cocktail concept with the board, with the food, or just the glass. In this setting here, I've taken a natural feature that I've cultured pretty much all summer long, which is a bird bath and water hyacinths. It's kind of my ode to a water garden. But by setting the table next to it and a few little items, you've now got a centerpiece and you feel like you're right into nature. The other thing that people forget sometimes, if you have one of these beautiful bowls that you float flowers in, you can then now use it as a place to put a floating candle in. So you'll have another type of a centerpiece. Also in this table place setting, I did use chargers. And sometimes what you need to do, why I use the charger, is to even add more weight to the table to keep things pretty well stable on the table so it doesn't blow around. So this is another sense of a formal dining setting for alfresco dining. If you have a clean area and you want to put your nice dining room chairs out to give another extra spice to the whole setting, you can put them out. If you are very, very squeamish about having your beautiful chair legs into the pea gravel or on an area that's kind of rough, buy inexpensive wash rags and make little booties for your chair. Unless you have a dog that actually has booties that'll fit. But this is a way of saying it'll actually protect, and you just tie them on with a bow. One of the other major features, if you can find baskets like this that has a liner, is a very good thing to invest in. Because in this case, and I have used these a lot, and the reason you want a liner is so that you can, if you spill in here, you can wash it out. But what I do with this is that I will get all the food and all the place setting and everything, fill the plate with food, put it on, get all the utensils that need to be in the basket, and the cup and the glass, and then I have everybody carry it out to the big yard where we're going to eat. So here we're coming and we're finishing up with our setting with the baskets. These baskets that are lined are absolutely the perfect thing you can do for alfresco dining. Everybody had their own basket. Everything's in their place setting. Their glasses then can be sitting at the table when they arrive, so you have everything all ready to go. Don't ever discount the idea of having these large baskets. These lined ones, you can wash them, so if you had food that spilled out, it'll be a great asset to alfresco dining. And this is the farthest part on our property, so we've come quite a bit of ways to go to this area to have dining. But it's been worth it because the flowers are beautiful, the sights are beautiful, and it's been a perfect Midwestern day. This is our last area of alfresco dining, and this is the dessert portion. We had the cocktail hors d'oeuvre portion, the main course, and now we're to the dessert course. And I want you to notice we're using this type of a fork. And if you remember from last segments, it appears we're going to have pastry. So we're going to have pastry with our dessert. And you would have your champagne cooling in a cooler. You would be able to take out the champagne, pour it, and just sit here and have your dessert. One of the things that I want you to remember about any of the stuff that we've discussed is that these are all separate portions of the meal. So you can do them all outside, or you might do one portion outside. The dessert might come. You might have people over for dinner, or you might just invite people for dessert. And they'll come over here for dessert, and it's all we'll have, about 8 o'clock in the evening. And with that, I want to make sure you can buy little things to hang in trees. See, we're under a tree, and these will hold candles. So that gives you another ambiance. And so these are some of the things you can do to provide a special thing for dessert. For the course out in the garden, when you're showing off the garden, you start that with the hors d'oeuvres and everything, and then maybe it moves indoors for the main course. So any of these courses can be outside, or they all outside, or they can be portioned off to be one part outside. It gives a whole nother meaning to going to somebody's house to have dinner. The other part of it is when you live in the Midwest like I do, you make sure you take advantage of all the beautiful weather that it can afford. Thank you for watching Designing Accents, Our Story.